God Family Country. Welcome back, everybody. I did a short earlier this week on Bishop Mari Emanuel. He was giving a sermon preaching and he was stabbed at the Christ the Good Shepherd in Sydney, Australia. The reason why Bishop Mari is important to me in my life is I found him probably last year, maybe the year before, and I just really liked the way that he preached. He preached with love, but he preached with love, but he wasn't willing to sacrifice the truth of the gospel, water it down, which we're really missing in society today. And so when I saw that this happened to him, I was surprised. And I was reminded, as you can see, this growing hate for Christians worldwide. We've been martyrs. Christians have been martyrs all over the continent, and it happens all the time. And it's almost like they're the acceptable martyr. Like it's okay for stuff to happen to us. Now, obviously, a lot of people don't feel like that, but if I were to show you some news later on, you would see why I'm saying that. It kind of gets swept under the rug. And I'm not sure why we're not doing more about it. So one thing, I just wanted to kind of recap what happened. So I'm going to show you a video of the news, just kind of recapping everything that happened. And now this is from a day ago, so it's going to kind of give you the content if you don't know what happened to Bishop Mari, and you'll see who he is. You've probably seen him on TikTok. You've probably seen him on Instagram. You've probably seen him on YouTube. He is very bold in the faith, and he's standing tiptoes down for Christianity. He's not, like I said, he's not cowering away. Let's listen and see what they have to say. Let's recap what happened in Sydney, Australia at the church where Bishop Mari Emanuel preaches.
First, our top stories at 6. The community of Western Sydney has come together after that shocking church terror attack in Wakeley. Let's go live to Liam Tapper in Wakeley. Liam, candles have been lit outside the church overnight as locals held a vigil.
Yeah, morning, Shervo. They certainly did. They came together in two locations. One at Liverpool Hospital, where the Bishop Mari Emanuel is being kept at the moment, but also here at Christ the Good Shepherd Church in Wakeley. There was a small group of people who came together. They laid candles. They also laid flowers, and they stood there in solemn reflection to try and make sense of just what happened here on Monday night and how this terror attack could happen.
Notice now they're calling it a terror attack because that's what it is. It's actually a terror attack. It's a hate crime. And it's the reason why a lot of churches, especially my church, has armed gunmen. And a lot of churches have armed gunmen. They have bag checks now. And we do the best we can because these type of situations are becoming more and more. And we're going to get into a biblical verse later on about that. But let's continue watching and hearing the recap on the terrorist attack on Bishop Mari Emanuel.
In such a sacred place for so many people. The bishop, though, he did release a statement later.
That is crazy. Just, it's hard for me to see. When I saw it the first time, it really bothered me, and it's still tough. Still tough to watch.
Late yesterday afternoon, he said, thank you very much for the well wishes. He appreciates it all, but he did ask people to move on. He didn't want to fan the flames, if you will, of the discontent that is out here on the streets of Western Sydney.
And this right here is where they have the attacker down. Obviously, they blocked his face because he's a minor now. They're holding him down for police. He's a bit hard to hold down. He had just attacked Bishop Mari Emanuel, and you can see all those churchgoers running to protect the bishop, to get this terrorist and under control and disarm him. And you can see that a lot of people joined in And I really applaud their effort. I know they're not doing it for applause, but I applaud the congregation's effort on disarming this man and quite possibly saving the bishop's life. And I believe there was another bishop or somebody who was part of the church who was also stabbed. And I believe he was the first person to engage and kind of step in between Bishop Mari Mari and the terrorist, the 16-year-old terrorist. So let's continue listening on.
He asked people to move on and he called for calm. But we are learning more details about this alleged attacker, the teenager, that he may have in fact been radicalised and he was consuming extremist content, both online but also potentially in mosques here in Western Sydney. The AFP and New South Wales Police, they're both going to be investigating this at the moment.
Oh my gosh.
And trying to determine if he was acting alone. I spoke to officers a short time ago. They said that it's unlikely that he was alone, that he may have in fact been influenced by other people, but certainly a lot for officers to go through here, Shervo.
So one thing I want to tell you here is that what you don't see there and what they didn't talk about was after Bishop Mari Mari was stabbed, you can see he's been stabbed obviously in the face or the head and on different parts of his body. And there was talks about the blade may have not opened right away. And so the terrorists saw that, the attacker, and had to open the blade, and it actually could have gone worse. We'll find out more clear-cut details as the case progresses. It's in its preliminary stages, so we're not totally sure yet. But what I do know that happened was, and you're not seeing in that context, even with a stab wound, Bishop Mari Mari, who is unapologetic in his Bible preaching, lives both sides of that. So you get that non-conforming. Well, this is actually non-conforming is what I was going to try to say. But really what happened was right after he got stabbed, he put his hand on the attacker and prayed for him and forgave him right there, which is big, right? Because most people, that's tough. That's a leap. Definitely would be a leap for me. Wouldn't be the first thing I would be thinking at all. I would not be thinking, I need to pray for that guy right away. So definitely the bishop is leading by example here, and he's leading. Yeah, so let's move on. Yeah, so the bishop was preaching the word of God, and what most of us would do in that moment would be thinking of ourselves and thinking of our families, our survival. Am I okay? And what the bishop did was just truly showed you an example of dying to self. As we read in the Bible, you see a real life example happening before you, which is amazing. And what makes it amazing is he's not doing it so you think it's amazing. This is who he is. So next I want to show you guys the scene. We're going to check out the scene, and it looks like they said a riot erupts after the stabbing. And this is what they were talking about. They were like, these people aren't even from our church. Well, who are you guys and where are you from? And they could be family members. They could just be concerned citizens. But this is what Bishop Mari Mari was talking about as far as like, we need to respect the law. I think he was waiting to... This video is confusing because it almost seemed like he was trying to get treatment and they were treating the paramedics wrong. The police wrong. There's a smashed window. Let's watch the video together. We're going to start here on the clip.
Yeah, we came here after my mate sent me the video, and it just kept getting worse and worse after that. Everything got vandalised. Cop cars got vandalised. Even the church got vandalised just because people were trying to get in and try and get the guy.
So you can hear right there, he said that the video was there so people came. It was a viral moment, regardless if that viral's good. You know, viral's not necessarily good or bad. It's viral. So people are there. They're trying to see what happened. It looks like there was a mob justice attempting to form, and Lucky, how blessed this man is that the mob didn't get a hold of him, because I'm pretty sure he'd be dead. He walked away with his life.
Desperate to get inside the church, the crowd turns on the police. The police push back.
I've just been pepper sprayed. I am burning, on fire. It took me half an hour to... I'm on fire right now. My ears killing me. Went in my mouth, my nose, my eyes, but I didn't do anything. I was just in the crowd. See, now we're gonna probably get hit, so we gotta go.
So she's just talking about she got maced, and even if you're not part of a fight, I broke up a fight that had mace flying. It's all over the place, and you're gonna burn.
So as you can see, there are riot police behind us. It's a really chaotic scene. We're about, I think, a kilometre, 500, 600 metres from the church now. Looks like we have to move on again. They're pushing all the protesters this way. People are trying to get their cars from inside, but it's all blocked off now. Moving the crowd from the church does little to quell tensions. On the street, threats are made against Islamic places of worship. A chopper circles overhead.
Look at mob mentality. Now they want to go and retaliate on mosques. There's Muslims in there that don't believe in this type of violence, and they just want to go and attack. You see how tribal we get real quick, and we're ready to just kind of oh, what is he? What group? What part? Oh, they're all like that. And then, this is why racism exists. This is why tribalism exists. If we were all the same color, we'd have tribalism based on eye color, or the way we talk, or the way we dress, the groups we associate with. We really need to work on tribalism and emotional acting. I would hate for a Christian to do something, and here's the reason. You always flip it. If you're ever wondering like, oh no, I can see why they're mad. Okay, well, flip it. A Christian goes into a mosque and does something crazy, and then people from that mosque are like, oh, there's some Christian services going on right now. Let's go get them. Like, why would you go and get them? Like, why would they come and get, like, what if that's your church? Like, why would they come and get us? We didn't do anything. We're not agreeing on attacking them. And that's how you have to look at it. Like, why would you go and attack people that have nothing to do with this? You got to let the law do its job. If this kid was being influenced, yeah, those people need to be held accountable. But attacking random people that you associate with somebody, like, it's a far reach, and it's dangerous, and that's really bad thinking, and that makes you a terrorist when you attack them based upon those type of ideals and that type of ideology. You and the terrorist are now one and the same.
Onlookers told us they were drawn to the scene by their deep reverence for Bishop Emmanuel.
I feel like a lot of people see him as like a father as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Even people that haven't met him, because he's actually like, a lot of people know him because he's social media and everything.
He means a lot to me because we all love him and he respects every other religion. I still don't understand why that other guy did that to our priest.
He actually...
So you can see that he is viral, like I told you. That's how I found him. He's on TikTok. He's outspoken, but he does so in love. But he's not going to sugarcoat the gospel for you. The gospel, it is what it is. There's things that we don't believe in. We believe Jesus Christ is the only way, and he does not shy away from that. We can't lie to people if we love them. He really loves people, and he doesn't lie to them. How many of our leaders have you seen on big talk shows dance around the bush when they're asked those questions? And they do it on purpose. Mainstream media loves to ask the questions so we can be disqualified in the minds and hearts of people. Because if you can get them to disqualify God right away based upon something they emotionally want to do, or agree with, and now you're disagreeing, you can shut off that heart. And that's all I feel like the news asks for that. And they love that animosity. They love that drama as well. It all goes hand in hand.
They suffered for our sake.
Another religious leader was injured at the church.
I just want to know why the random car had a smashed window. Was that the guy's car or just some random person's car that became collateral damage?
He's only gonna lead you to good pasture.
Today, it was revealed paramedics had taken shelter inside. Bishop Emmanuel, now recovering, had recently warned his life was under threat.
Look, I was extremely excited when I heard that I have 2 weeks to live, because I don't want to stay in this world, and I pray that the Lord takes me today before tomorrow. I want to be with him.
Bishop Emmanuel.
The bishop don't play. He's ready to go. He's not. He's truly dead to himself. You can see he doesn't care. Like, he's gonna preach the gospel, and whatever that does. I believe this bishop went to Gaza to visit a Christian church there just recently. He was in Gaza, and I'll verify that as we go on, but I've heard rumors of that he was down there visiting the church, checking on them, making sure you guys okay, what's going on, etc., etc.
Has made his name as a conservative firebrand. He rose to prominence during COVID, criticising...
I'm sorry, this whole conservative thing, it gets old. It's either, you don't call a rapper that's, rapping about his lyrics and living his life a conservative rapper. He's just about that life. And as a Christian, we're not conservative. We're just about that life. Sorry you met somebody that was half-stepping. Sorry you met somebody that wasn't really about their Jesus business, or they're working on their Jesus business. Like, this is full-fledged Christianity. There's no Bible thumper. There's no Christian conservative. It is what it is. You're all in or you're not. Jesus told the rich man that. This is, nothing I'm saying is unscriptured. Sorry. Nothing I'm saying is non-scriptural. It's in the scriptures. You've read it before. If you've read the whole New Testament, even, you'll see it there. Maybe you've not read the whole book. Read the New Testament. It takes but a couple of days to read, and you'll see what I'm saying is in there. With this whole conservative, I'm tired of hearing that word, conservative, nationalist, these words that they use to excuse away what it means to fully follow Christ. Get a grip, people. And it's just crazy how they describe us sometimes. Anyways.
Lockdowns and vaccines, and preaches anti-LGBTQ views.
When a man calls himself a woman, he is neither a man nor a woman. You are not a human, then you are an it.
His stabbing was soon declared a terrorist act.
We believe there are elements that are satisfied in terms of religious motivated extremism, and of course the intimidation of the public through that person's acts.
The teen has previously been charged for offences, including possessing a knife. Faith leaders were quick to condemn Monday's alleged attack and the behaviour of the crowds.
We are united. We're all of one voice in the fact that we completely reject what happened last night. We all reject any kind of hate or violence done for whatever reason, whether it's religiously motivated or not. We all, as far as we're concerned, what happened last night was not an act of religion. It was a crime. It was an act of hate, and needs to be responded to on those terms.
Absolutely.
This was the third high-profile stabbing in Sydney in almost as many days. A 16-year-old was charged with murder on Friday after allegedly stabbing teen brothers in Sydney's west.
So they have a lot of stabbing going on there in the country. It's really, really bad right now.